Alright, so I've got an M&P slide here that I just did a custom fit optic plate for the Defender XL. So this slide's pretty cool. This is the first M&P that I ever ported for a local guy. So it has port job, side windows, a cool paint job, and then he wanted to mount the Defender XL to it, so he brought it back to me. So I've got it on one of my lowers, and if you can see the plate here. So what I did on the plate is I tried making this little like glass saver, if you will, hood on the front, with the idea being that the gases that usually come out of the loaded chamber indicator, instead of coming up onto the optic, they will be deflected away from the optic glass by that. And so far, so I've almost got 100 rounds through it, 2 more magazines and I'll be at 100 rounds, and the glass is as clean as when I started. So we'll see how it does. All right, so we've got 100 rounds through it with the optic plate, and it's kind of hard to tell, but that glass is as clean as it was when I started. I try to keep my plates as thin as possible, so you can still use, you can barely see the factory irons through the glass. It's hard to see here, but that little hood right there is starting to get carbon buildup on the bottom of it. So the thought process is those gases, instead of going up into the optic, are going to be deflected away from it because of, again, this thing is hard to, that little weep hole right there, that's the loaded chamber indicator on the M&P barrels, and they're kind of notorious for just sending a bunch of crud up onto the glass of your optic, especially if you have one that hangs over a little further like this. I have another plate I'm going to make for a SRO optic, and the SRO optic, the hood on it kind of acts the same as this thing does, and I'll show you that. But I think that this is going to work, not only, to hold the optic in place, it's a no slop fit, but then to also just help keep it nice and clean.